Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you've joined us out there wherever it might be. If you're listening on 105.1 FM, the Lake, or if you're tuning us in on Charter Channel 3 here in the Lake Martin area, or anywhere through the Alabama Cable Network statewide, we appreciate that as well. But you can always check us out on Facebook Live and interact with us on this show on Facebook Live. Go to Sports Blitz Facebook page at Sports with a Z, and you can have all the comments available there that you can give us. We'd love your questions and comments. You make the show. We appreciate it. Couldn't do it without Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, our two corporate partners here on the program. Randy, good to see you. Yesterday, listened to the whole show as I was traveling around recruiting, and for Auburn people, it's great off of an Iron Bowl Saturday to come in here and do some shows. Man, it was a great game. Man, it is just, what can you say? 13 was, an unbelievable game. We were there. And then, you come back, and in 2017, you have a big win. First time Auburn beats Alabama in, I can't remember how many years, by double digits. And then you get this shootout that nobody, and if they told you they predicted this, they lied to you. It's unbelievable, the score.
It was, and the back and forth and how enjoyable that type of football is. Andy and I said this yesterday. Yeah, there was about 900 yards of total offense that we have from both teams, but you had another 300 yards of big-time returns, whether it be interceptions or kickoff returns or punt returns.
That's right.
So the ball was moving 1,200 some odd yards around that field on Saturday.
That's a lot.
Man, that makes it so enjoyable. Yes, you and I grew up in an era in the 80s and 90s where it was really smash-mouth football. You try to slow the game down. You try to win 10-7. You do a lot of things, not slow it down, speed the game up.
That's right.
Make that clock keep running, and lean on your defense to win football games. Probably cost us some national championships doing a little bit too much of that.
In 88, it definitely did at LSU,
but,
for sure.
But that Saturday, as Andy said, it was the best environment he's ever been in at Jordan-Hare Stadium. That's saying a lot, Brett.
Yeah, it is, and and not to slight that comment, but I think anytime Auburn wins, and look, it's hard to beat that environment in 13. All the way through that game, it was kind of like that. It was, kind of a back and forth type of game, but nowhere near the points this one was. And just that, again, the common fan likes offense. Just like in baseball, the common fan likes ball go out of the park. You've seen the game of baseball change, because purists in baseball love a pitching duel. They can appreciate a guy two guys going out there battling, going 8-9 innings, only giving up a hit or two. But to the common fan, they like, man, this is the boringest crap I've ever sat through in my life. I want to see the ball hit out of the ballpark. Well, if you compared that to the football game on Saturday, there was a lot of home runs hit on both sides. And Jalen Waddle, tip your hat to that guy, man. Everybody talked about him. We talked about him on here till we were blue in the face. Don't kick to him. Don't let him catch a pass, triple cover him, whatever you got to do. And the guy was just running wide open all day. He's just a great player. I mean, they've got a slew of great receivers. A lot of times, Jalen Waddle's the fourth guy in that whole group, if you want to think about it.
Yeah, they have a Bolitnikoff winner that I think is the third or fourth best receiver option on that team. Let that sink in. Jerry Jeudy. How many of those guys, from an athleticism standpoint, I'm not sure I wouldn't take him fourth out of the four.
Ruggs is probably a little bit more athletic.
He's dynamic.
Waddle's the fastest of all of them. Smith
this year, I think, is the best receiver.
Probably the number
bunch.
one guy.
Yeah.
And he was hurt a little bit in the second half, but Waddle stepped up. You only have to have, when you got that kind of options, you only have to have one.
Brett, can you imagine watching that guy right there playing high school football?
I told y'all.
Let that sink in.
I said, how did he not score every time he touched it?
Because we've seen some dynamic playmakers in high school football that are just – Kerryon Johnson's one that pops into my mind.
We saw him up
When
close.
Carry-On was at Madison Academy, he scored 6 touchdowns in that championship game. Kick return, different types of formations that he lined up in on the offensive
Couldn't be
side,
stopped.
had an interception return for a touchdown. He was just by far and away the best athlete on the field.
No doubt.
But I don't know from a straight speed and darting and mobility standpoint that I've seen many better than Jalen Waddle. I'm sure David Palmer was that way. I've heard that. But
Yeah, all of those guys probably are very similar if you look at their film across decades.
Yeah.
In the way they dominated. Jalen Waddle, was he the number 1 player in Texas?
if he wasn't, who was?
I mean, no kidding. But I just know he was one of the top guys in Texas. You see why. Breaking as we come on today, another coup for Rodney Garner. And I just see the first quote or first comment here, one of the first from Patrick. Coach G is the GOAT. Rodney Garner is something else, man, on the recruiting trail. I mean, Auburn in the last 2 weeks has landed 2 monstrous defensive linemen. And you know what? You look at this offense. I mean, you look at this defensive line right now. You see why people want to come play defense. And it's not just this defensive line. It's Montravius Adams before, and then you go back and it's Carl Lawson, Nick Fairley. I mean, just keep going down the line. And this guy, not only does he recruit them, he enhances and develops them so they can go on and play professional football.
I think we do it as well as anyone in the country here in this state. And I'm going to tip my hat to Alabama on this too. They will have a guy come out of nowhere, and he'll be a decent player, and then he'll Quinnen Williams at the next year.
They thought Barmore would be that guy this year.
They never had that guy step up this
I know
year.
it.
But Auburn has a culture also around defensive line. That middle seven right now with Travis Williams and Rodney Garner, and the way that they're coaching them up and the way that they're getting out there and recruiting, Brett, they handle themselves unbelievably well in front of a camera. I can't can you imagine being a parent of one of these young men that show up at the university at 18 years old, and KJ Britt or Derek Brown or Marlon Davidson? I mean, I want those guys speaking for my university every opportunity that they get. And my point, though, as a parent is looking at that. And, they want their kid to be exceptional once they get into the pros, and they want them to be drafted. But I'm sure a parent also would like for them to be a respectful young man once they get through the 4 years.
Sure.
And the problem right now with Alabama across the way is they can't keep any continuity on the coaching staff. Auburn's got really good continuity on this coaching staff and a very good culture building right now. It's easy to sell, Brett.
It really is. I think you hit on a really good point there. Nick Saban, on one hand, being able to continue to do what he does year in and year out with such turnover, but on the flip side, there is a lot to be sold to a family and to a parent when you say, man, Coach Garner's been part of this program for X number of years.
Yep.
Travis Williams played here. Cornell Williams played here. They want to be here. They're not leaving. This is where they want to finish their career. I mean, that's a big sell. But
it's not just a figurehead spot that those guys are getting either. Travis Williams has proven big time that he can coach them up.
Rodney linebackers play the way they played since he got there.
Garner's had a name behind him for a long time. But my point is that they also now can go out on the recruiting trail and say, look here, you see what we did with Owen Papo? Played practically every snap of the season. Everybody that looks at him thinks he's a pro. You're selling that to linebackers now. That's what the team across the state with that cyborg as a coach has been able to do.
That's
right.
right.
And I just get a sense on the defensive side. Doesn't mean we're going to get all of them, but I think we're going to get more than we've gotten maybe in the history of this program here coming up.
And I think this coming up recruiting class, not the one we're about to sign, but the one after that we're getting commitments for. I mean, there's the 2021 class could be the best recruiting class Auburn's ever had. And I'm not just exaggerating on that because, and we'll go through this. We got a text yesterday from some people that wanted to talk about recruiting today, so we're going to talk about that. Plus, we'll continue to take your thoughts on the Iron Bowl. I'll quickly kind of give my take on Gus Malzahn here and kind of what I've resolved myself to, okay? I'm going to make it real simple. Auburn fans just need to understand that Gus Malzahn is who he is, and that yes, he's frustrating at times, but when you look at his you look at what he's done against Nick Saban, and you look at what his success rate is against him. He's 3-4, And everybody else combined, that stat I couldn't remember. Every other opponent is like 10 and something else. The rest of Nick Saban's coaching career. I mean, this guy outside of Hugh Freeze twice and Dabo Swinney twice, Gus Malzahn has beat Nick Saban more than anybody. And when Nick Saban brings a ranked team into Jordan-Hare Stadium and Auburn's got a ranked team, they never beat us. He's 0-7 against a 9-win plus Auburn team. So the one thing that everybody gets frustrated with, including myself, is the consistency with Auburn. We know what we can be, but we show year in and year out, Randy, that we on any given day can be as good as anybody in the country.
I think that's the reason Coach Malzahn's selling this 10 wins so hard.
He should be.
He started selling it after the game. He's talked about it nonstop in those press conferences. And I think that he does hear, he's not hearing from me and you, but he's hearing from those sports reporters that are out there and those beat writers that are following this team that 10 wins back to back to back several years in consistency is so very important to a program. And you'll get over the hump from time to time if you can consistently stay there. And if you can go through this gauntlet that Auburn has to go through in the West, and some of the new coaches that may be coming into this league that we can talk about, just gets harder and harder.
Does get tougher and tougher, but you know, some enigmas out there for Auburn that they got to break through at some point in time. Winning on the road at LSU is one of those. Somehow evening this thing up with Georgia when they're not that much better than us. Let's just be honest about it. Why we have a mental block against them right now for whatever reason, I don't know. Hopefully we can get through all that. If you do, I think you hear all the clamoring go away from Auburn fans. Up against our first break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, for your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. general labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Alex City Marine's located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here in our second segment of the program. Get your comments, keep them coming through. We've got several that have come through. We'll talk a little bit about recruiting right now. As Auburn right now in the 2020 class, we're going to be talking 2020 and 2021. The 2020 class, they're number 8 in the country. And last year, Auburn finished 11th in the country, so looking to improve on last year's recruiting class. 21 hard commitments for this class right now. They added another one this past weekend, and Zycavius Walker from Ellaville, Georgia, strong side defensive end, another 4-star. Tank Bigsby, as we go on the air, gets his 5th star. So now that's another 5-star in this class for Auburn. And you look down the line, and a lot of really, really good football players in this class, and a lot of offensive linemen in this class, which was much needed with what you got exited.
I think one thing that has shown strong for Auburn on this defensive line play is you take a Marlon Davidson, who out of Greenville High School weighed about 260, 270 pounds. He gained a good 15 to 20, but I thought his athleticism even went up with that size. And when you play defensive end, Brett, at that size, and you're coming in out of high school at that size like you see right here with Walker, that's abnormal. Most of the time you're going to see defensive ends coming out of high school being 6'3", 6'4", 225, 230 pounds. Long, lean, coming off the edge, play a physical brand, but needing to put 30 to 40 pounds on their body.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what Auburn's really after. Are you noticing that? I mean, Auburn's after a bigger body, and a bigger body that they can bring in and they can groom the way that they want them. And it worked out well with Brown and Davidson. I don't think you could ask for any more than what we got there.
Man, they came this year and developed into who we all thought. You and I have talked about it numerous times, and I remember before the season started, you said which one of these guys is going to emerge as maybe the Nick Fairley. And well, I think obviously Derek Brown has far exceeded expectations. And then, of course, Marlon Davidson kind of got overshadowed by the play of Derek Brown. And I thought Big Cat Bryant came on. The whole missing piece here was Nick Coe. Everybody thought Nick Coe was going to be a really, really strong player for Auburn this year, Randy. He just really never showed up. I don't have any answers for what happened with Nick Coe.
Mediocre season, made some plays. Big Cat Bryant was a lot of the same. You know, I thought Big Cat played really hard when I watched him, and he's one of those players wearing that number 1 at defensive end from an athleticism standpoint that your eyes gravitate to, at least mine do.
Oh, yeah.
And his motor's on high. He's just not making tons of plays. I think, what did he have, 1 tackle on Saturday?
He did.
He had some big plays. He's the one that caused that interception return by Jacoby McLean.
That's
was
right.
His pressure that he put back there on Mac Jones on that play. But, the numbers don't really show up. And I've always been one to tell you this, and it's very easy as a broadcaster or a color guy to sit in the booth and say this, so don't throw shade at me. But the one thing about defensive line play, especially on the high school front, is if I ain't called your name in 2 or 3 quarters, either your motor's not high or you're just not a playmaker. Real simple, because big-time playmakers on the defensive line, I don't care who you are, the numbers are going to show up.
Of course they
because
are.
people are going to really struggle blocking you. And so that was the beauty of Marlon Davidson and Derek Brown this year and last year for Derek Brown, is the numbers started to increase.
You know, I tip my hat to Alabama's offensive line. It may be the best game they played all year. They really stymied Auburn's defensive front. Very, very few times did they get back there and harass Mac Jones. A lot of times Mac Jones had 4, 5, 6 seconds to survey the field.
He did plenty of time.
I mean, just never felt harassed. And, you know, credit that offensive front. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat. And then I'm going to flip it over, since they've caught so much criticism from us on this program, and tip my hat to Auburn's offensive line. I thought they blocked really well. You know, opened up holes. Both teams ran the ball really well. You know, Bo Nix had plenty of time to survey the field and throw the football. Hey, credit both of those 2 units. They kind of got overshadowed this year. Kind of caught some criticism for not being as good as they have been in the past. They both showed up in the Iron Bowl, and they overshadowed those 2 very good defenses that were only giving up 16.2 points per game.
181 yards rushing for Auburn on Saturday.
And 182 for Alabama.
If anyone would have thought or told you or I that we would get 181 yards rushing on Saturday and 40
I thought we'd blown them off.
Well, I would have really felt good about it. I would have felt good about us putting the points up that we did. And so it was a good offensive output for both teams. A good game for Mac Jones too. You know, I thought that guy, he's got a lot of the pieces. And it was a great game for Bo Nix. I know the stat totals when you look down, and he's 15 of 30, and he's 173 yards. But here's the thing about Bo Nix. He's a gamer. When he's going to get better, I really believe that.
Does that worry you a little bit that his numbers look like that more than not?
Not right now. The only thing that kind of concerns me is that
he's got a lot of 12 of 28s and 13 of 27s and 15 of 30s, but he's a freshman and he set record. I'm picking straws here, man.
What worries me is I would love to see a passing game coordinator come to Auburn, like Joe Brady went to LSU. And I know that may be one of those that you can sit there and you can hope and pray, but things may not show up. I worry a little bit with Gus Malzahn leading the passing game for Auburn. I mean, am I speaking out of turn on that? You know, the thing about Bo Nix, though, from an athleticism standpoint, if the decision is made for that guy to start running the football more, Brett, it is there.
Boy, it is there.
He can run. I mean, this guy's got great speed.
He needs to run it so much more.
Yes.
You know, and that's another thing that, you know, we can all fairly take a step back on. You, Andy, myself, we all questioned whether Bo Nix was a true dual-threat quarterback. He was number 1 in the country. Look, man, it's because Gus Malzahn doesn't want him running the ball. If he turns him loose, he's fully capable. Man, every time it was a design run for him, whether it would be up the middle or pull it on the ends. Man, I watched Alabama's defense. Nobody went with him. It was almost there anytime he wanted it. So if Auburn wants to incorporate that more, maybe they're worried about, hey, look, the more he runs, the more chances he gets, you know, how opportunities to get hurt, and they don't want to chance that. But, hey, if you're going to run that kind of offense, you can't worry about somebody getting hurt.
Only 6 carries on Saturday, but 44 yards rushing, had 1 rushing touchdown as well. And here's the key is he's running away from linebackers and defensive line.
He's fast.
He can really move, looks fast on the field, looks fast off the hook.
When we come back, we'll take some of your comments here, a lot of them coming through, so we'll hit those up and talk some more about these recruits, some big names on this list that were there in Jordan-Hare on Saturday. Stay tuned, more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Thanks for the comments coming in. We'll get to them. Patrick has several on here. He said Waddle would be the #1 receiver on everybody else's team. That's no doubt, and I think he's listed maybe as their number 4. Mike said that number 22 is good, too, talking about Najee Harris. He really emerged for them the last 4 games of the season, became the back. I think Alabama fans were expecting him to be a couple years ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, the #1 back coming out of high school football. Didn't he have all of the records as well?
Yep.
Good size.
Looked like Derrick Henry kind of coming out of high school.
But he's just getting better. And
he's going to be a good pro.
Going to be a good pro. And I'm really proud of Boobie Whitlow. Whitlow did cough one up, but Whitlow is our best back, and let there be no doubt he's our best back. He's tough. Brett, he makes people miss. All that you heard coming out of Lafayette High School about, you got to come watch this guy play quarterback. He's running all over the field. People can't tackle him. And, you know, when it's 2A football, you go, well, he's probably good, but I just don't know. No. Man, he makes a lot of people on Saturdays miss.
Yes, he does. And he has a lot of the characteristics of Kerryon Johnson with the way he hesitates.
Yeah, I agree.
And that little skip when he's hitting the line of scrimmage, it looks like him. I mean, Justin said Gus needs to be Gardner on the offensive line. If we could recruit on the offensive line like we've been recruiting on the defensive line, Auburn would be tough to handle. G said Waddle was the 3rd highest recruit in Texas behind 2 Texas Longhorn signees. Like to know who those 2 guys are and what they're doing for Texas, since they're about as mediocre as they come. let's see through here. Patrick making a comment about Big Cat. He said he seems to be a half step too late to the play a lot of times, maybe just out of position. Auburn got better offensive line play when Caleb Kim got benched. I agree with that. I think Brahms coming in there and solidifying that center position kind of got better and better.
And you hate it for Caleb Kim, but you also sometimes you have to make tough decisions and put a senior over there when someone younger deserves to play. And that's always been one of my complaints about Auburn over the last 15 to 20 years is giving someone, and I know Nick Brahms is not a true freshman, but if a true freshman comes in and he's better than the senior, then play the darn true freshman. And,
I agree.
And it makes it a lot easier to sell what you're trying, when you're going out and you're trying to get Owen Papos of the world.
That's
which is
right.
5 stars that everybody wants. It's hard to sell that guy that you're coming to a place that loves to have young guys that they're owed, or not they're owed, but they deserve the playing time. They get the playing time.
Yep.
And Auburn, do you feel that? Well, Auburn's not always been that way.
No, it hadn't always been that way. And, I think, like you said earlier, I think there's an opportunity with these recruiting classes and all for, and Stephen just said this 2020 recruiting class looks really solid at every position. I just totally forgot about this guy until Patrick said it. I don't know if you remember him too. He coming out was a good signee for us. Coming in late, got injured. Mark Anthony Richards.
Yeah.
Mark Anthony Richards, according to Patrick in his judgment, may have been our best back, but injured all season.
Well, he's small.
He is small.
He was going to have to put 10 to 15 pounds on.
But we got him coming back,
Well, and for him to go down injured, when people that talk about you, I'm talking about beat writers, say that the guy's a little slight, give him a year or two, the athleticism's there, could be a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
For him to get it hurt this year, it's not the end of the world because the guy was going to have to put a good 10 to 15 pounds on. This gives him the opportunity to do that.
DJ Williams, I
thought DJ Williams really helped Auburn. With Boobie Whitlow out, I think 1 year in a weight room and a weight program to maybe
do him a lot of good.
Maybe lose 10 or 15 pounds off of him, pick up a step, because from a north-south runner,
he's tough.
A good physical back that can do a lot of things. I was very impressed with DJ Williams.
You're going to add Tank Bigsby into that mix next year with these backs coming back. 5-star out of Callaway, Georgia. Again, Auburn with 21 hard commits in this class. It ranks 5th in the conference, 8th nationally. That just tells you. Does that tell you all you need to know about this conference? Auburn is 8th nationally, and they're 5th in the conference. It's Georgia, it's Alabama, it's LSU.
Could be
Florida.
getting worse, too. You've got 4 openings here in the SEC, a couple of those in the SEC West, at programs that I'm not saying that they're programs that you just salivate over, but I think they're programs with the right coach you can win. Ole Miss can win. I think you can win at that program with the right coach. I believe that.
I think Ole Miss has shown at times. They were number 1 in the country, just a few years ago. And Arkansas, in my personal opinion, is just in the wrong conference. This isn't the 90s anymore. When they first got here, things have changed. Things have evolved. The competition's so much more strenuous. The conferences have changed around. The SEC, the Big 12 is not what it used to be. The Big 10 has kind of taken some teams and moved them around. And, I just think Arkansas, if they were to move out and go to the Big 12, I just think they would have an outstanding opportunity to be a really good football program again. I think as long as they stay in the SEC, they'll have flashes in the pan to be 8, 9 wins every once in a while, but they'll never contend for an SEC championship. Not as long as the way things are structured right now at Alabama, Auburn, and LSU. You just are battling for 4th place. It's just who you are. Mississippi State and Ole Miss feel the pain too. There's not enough room for everybody to win 9, 10 games every year. And you've got to have a special player at Arkansas, Felix Jones or Darren McFadden or somebody like that can really just take you to the next level. And they don't have that guy right now, and the competition's getting tougher and tougher for them. Same for Missouri. Missouri's open right now. It may be the hardest place in the conference to recruit outside of Arkansas. You look at what they're able to do and look at where they're located. it doesn't even feel like they're in the SEC. It doesn't feel like they belong. I know why the SEC went out and grabbed that team, because of the market, the St. Louis area, the major market share. But from a competitive standpoint, Missouri's kind of outclassed, man, in this conference.
Y'all's thoughts out there. Who do you think's a perfect fit and where? Or even more importantly, where do you think some of these coaches, like a Mike Leach, like a Lane Kiffin, where do you think they end up? Mario Cristobal.
Mario Cristobal, man.
You think that he would stay at Oregon over a couple of these spots that you just mentioned?
Yeah, he would.
I agree.
He would if an Auburn opened up, or let's just say a Florida opened up, or some of those type programs, a Tennessee even opened up. You could go after a Mario Cristobal. But I think Jeremy Pruitt's got Tennessee poised for a really good year next year in the East.
I think so too.
I think outside of Georgia, again, is sitting here kind of holding the torch for the East. But Florida's knocking on the door. Tennessee really had a come-uppance this year after they stumbled out of the gate. It's a tough conference, man. And some of the higher-end coaches, that's where Missouri and Arkansas and Mississippi, Ole Miss are going to struggle. They just can't get that, even if they were willing to pay. They're just not going to be able to get that guy to come.
Well, the problem is we're looking down. We're 8th in the country, which is what, 5th in the SEC?
5th in the SEC.
We're thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a great class. This is a
has a chance to go up higher.
This is a 4 to 7 spots better class than our normal finish.
It is.
So
last year was 11.
Those guys never end up here.
Never.
Let
not
that
even close.
sink in.
Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple more segments in today's show. Do you miss Vern Lundquist on CBS?
A little bit.
In his mispronunciations of names and getting people confused. You know, Bobby Petrino would be Bobby Trevino sometimes. You know, Kendall Lee Trevino. He could just—it's just funny, man. He was, you know, Vern's he is a icon in broadcast history. But unfortunately, the older he got, some of the mistakes that kind of were comical a little bit, but his voice was just iconic on that CBS broadcast.
Well, here's what I'll say to that. As you and I get prepared to call 3 state championship games all over the state this week, there's one thing about broadcasting that I have a respect for, is that if you want to sit there and critique everything that comes out of someone's mouth over about a 3 or 4 hour period, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Because there is no way for all of us to be perfect. Things are going to come out that you don't want to. You're going to say things that maybe you wish you had back. It's just part of it. So, people sit there and watch on Saturday and they just critique. Well, I would just recommend doing one thing for me. Just go sit in your room by yourself. Turn you on a mic and watch a football game on air and just do it yourself and see how tough it is. It's not easy to do. And Vern had a personality about him, and he had a delivery that made you enjoy, as long as you didn't critique everything coming out of his mouth, made you enjoy. And he's one of the very best, if not the best, golf commentators that we've ever had.
Let me tell you, man, it ain't the Masters without him.
No, Nance is what right up there with him.
Yeah, Nance has kind of moved into that position as the lead broadcaster, but Vern on that one hole, is it 16, I believe, or 15, that he covers every year at the Masters? I mean, he's an icon. 2020 football rankings right now, recruiting rankings as they stand as of today. Here's your top 10. Clemson number 1, LSU number 2. Clemson's got 20 commits, LSU with 24 commitments, so not many more on the board there for LSU. Alabama with 23 commits, they're almost done as well. Ohio State is done, 25 commitments for them. They come in at number 4. Georgia with only 16 commitments at number 5.
Strong class.
A lot of strong class, 2 5-stars, 12 4-stars, 2 3-stars, so a lot of room to jump up there for Georgia. A&M, Texas A&M, number 6.
They need them.
They do, but they've been doing this for a couple of years now. So when's it going to translate into wins for Jimbo Fisher? I don't know that he really cares. He's already cashed his $75 million check that they gave him when he stepped off the plane. So he's continuing to recruit. I listened to all the talk about Kellen Mond in the SEC media days in the preseason and him in the top 4 quarterbacks in the country. And I just said, look, I'll believe it. If he comes out here and whips all of our tails, I'll tip my hat. But he's who I thought he was this year.
He's very mediocre.
He is mediocre.
Can make some plays, but needs the defense to not put any pressure on him to make those plays.
He's just not very good when
that
he does.
That they had on Saturday, though, that's unacceptable.
They just got their doors blown off. I mean, just not even competitive at all. Their rival in that state, who they don't play anymore, which is kind of a shame, to be honest with you, Texas at number 7. I used to enjoy Texas and Texas A&M. That was a good game.
I think the two of them not playing one another is part of their problem.
I do too. I think you're right.
And it's not. It's from just a sheer thinking that you're better than you are. play each other.
Elite. I'm in the SEC now in Texas. Well, we've got our own network. I mean, that's where it all started.
And there's a mentality that goes along with that, and there's some disrespect that goes around the state with that.
And both of them are mediocre.
And have been for how long now?
Since
15 years?
Well, yeah. I mean, since what's his name got knocked out in the national championship game. They ain't been worth a darn since, really.
That's 2009.
Okay, so I mean that's the last time Texas was kind of relevant. Auburn comes in at number 8 with 21 commitments. They've got several more that they can fill here. At number 9, Oklahoma with 19 commitments, and the Florida Gators come in at number 10 with 21 commitments. On the outside of that, number 11 is Oregon. The reason I bring that up, Mario Cristobal recruiting really the only Pac-12 team in the mix up there in the top 15 is Oregon, and he's a great coach, and the results are showing it. I know they laid an egg against Arizona State, and that's just part of it sometimes, but I think for the most part he's getting them back to where they need to be to have a shot to go to the playoffs.
USC not going to get back, Brett.
The next Pac-12 team is Washington at 16, and Peterson just stepped down.
USC, though, seems to be a sleeping giant out there that it's an enigma.
Where is their recruiting class? Did I overlook them?
Where's Nebraska? Is Nebraska
28. They're just you remember,
can't get it there.
And it's kind of ironic that Nebraska and Colorado are back-to-back here, 28, 29. I used to enjoy watching that Nebraska-Colorado game on the week of Thanksgiving. I mean, these games have gone away.
I said, and we had a program last year where I said that I thought a sleeping giant is Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because Nebraska has so much tradition to sell, and if they can get the right coach in there in a state where college football is king, i.e. Alabama,
that's right,
then you could sell. But I don't know that the Joes and Boes live around there enough for you to. You'd have to nationally recruit.
Are you ready
so
for this?
Well? Yeah.
Where do you think Southern Cal is in recruiting?
Where?
67th in the country. They got 11 commitments, but 2 4-stars and 9 3-stars.
You got to be kidding.
That is. I thought I was overlooking them somewhere in the top 25 or 30. Some of the teams that are ahead of Southern Cal in recruiting right now, Louisiana, not LSU, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns are ahead of them. Western Michigan ahead of them. Vanderbilt ahead of them. Let's keep going. Indiana, Oregon State, East Carolina.
I would guess every SEC school's ahead of them, aren't they?
I would probably so, because Vanderbilt's at 63, and I would imagine they're last, and they come in at 67. That is so far falling off. You're recruiting down there, you're not
at a program with that much tradition.
You're not competitive.
In LA?
And I think UCLA is up here. Let me scroll real quick. Cal's at 36. These are some of their competition, and UCLA's at 30. I mean, they're not burning it up, but they're half again higher than where USC is.
That's just terrible. I just wonder. That's a fireable offense.
That's
almost
how
where
do they keep Helton?
That's where.
How do they keep Helton?
That's where Will Muschamp had Florida when they finally let him go. I remember doing a program.
In
they
the
were in the
depths.
60s and 70s, and I'm like, anytime. Could you imagine Auburn just waking up at this point in time of the year and Auburn being there and recruiting?
That's when you ought to be worried. That's when you should worry about your program. Stay tuned. Final segment of the program coming up right after this.
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom-fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Final segment of the program. Appreciate all your comments coming in. We've really stayed hot on recruiting today. Again, still kind of basking in the glow of a big win. Auburn getting 9 wins on the season, have a chance to get to 10 with a bowl victory. And I think, as you said, they're going to take this bowl game extremely serious wherever it is that they go, whoever the opponent might be. We'll find out after Saturday. We'll find out on Sunday where Auburn will be going bowling and who will be in the playoffs, and who everything will be set by then with the SEC championship game with Georgia and LSU coming up on Saturday at 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock rather. We'll be over tomorrow for the Super 7 state championships. We'll be over all the rest of the week for all 7 games. You and I will call the 7, 6, and 5A games. Looking forward to them. 7A kicks off tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Thompson and Phoenix City at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Thompson was not competitive in this game last year. It's a rematch. So from their standpoint, I know that they have a bad taste in their mouth the way they performed. They kind of got pushed around in that game on the lines of scrimmage on both sides. I think they'll start there. They'll want to show that they belong in that game against a nationally ranked Phoenix City team. 2
of the best coaches in the state of Alabama. I'm really looking forward to it. Coach DuBose, Coach Freeman. Freeman, a dynamic offensive mind. DuBose coaches everything pretty well, can get athletes in space, great receivers. I think he does as well as anyone at getting receivers in space. So I'm excited about tomorrow night. I'm hoping Thompson can keep this thing close. You and I as broadcasters, we're just hoping for good football games.
That's exactly right.
Sure does make it enjoyable when they're good football games. But I know if you're a Phoenix City fan out there, you hope that it's a runaway like they got last year. That was Phoenix City's first state championship since 1993. I don't think it's going to be the last as long as Coach Dubose is there.
And not with the talent that they have. So Phoenix City trying to repeat. Central Clay in 5A will be trying to repeat. Will be trying to repeat. Also, Mars Hill Bible will be trying to repeat in their classification. So a lot of the returning champions, one you won't see there is in 6A. You'll have two new teams battling it out. Spanish Fort's no stranger to state championship games. They won their last one in 2015, but Oxford will be their opponent as they knocked off Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley would have been going for their third in a row, but they were held out by a great Oxford team. So it'll be Spanish Fort versus Oxford on Friday night to close out the whole Super 7. I mean, that's going to be an interesting game. I just hope the rain holds off. Right now, it looks like 70% chance of rain during that game. You want conditions to be as perfect as they can be in a state championship game because you want the best performance out there. But if it pours rain, both teams will have to deal with it. That's
Kind of
just
is
part
what
of
it is, and it doesn't look like it's going to be into the 30s, which is great.
Thank goodness.
Means no freezing weather, and you do get poor play from one team
we
or
remember,
another when
we
it comes
remember
into
the
that.
snow game 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's tough conditions, and kids aren't used to it. Fans aren't used to it. Administrations aren't used to traveling over or being out in those type of conditions. And we want big crowds, and that's where I was going to go with this thought here. Oxford's going to bring everybody from that community. They haven't played in one where it was at a venue that I know of. They won state championships late 80s, early 90s. So it's not like they're after their first state title. But
it's been a while.
But since they've moved it to, say, Legion Field, and then also back and forth between Tuscaloosa and Auburn, they haven't had an opportunity to travel, and they've always had great teams. They'll travel extremely well.
They will.
Expect the entire community there, and they'll have to look out for a playmaker at quarterback. They tip your hat to Ben Blackman at Spanish Fort. Makes a decision as they move on into the season, and they're struggling big time this season. When the decision's made to move an Ole Miss commit, I think his recruitment's back open as we're talking recruiting. But they move a wide receiver commit to quarterback, and it changed the whole outlook of the season for Spanish Fort. Since then, 295 yards rushing last week against Opelika.
Oh, it's a good defense.
They needed every single one of those yards to beat Opelika at home last week. So he's a great playmaker. He'll be fun to watch on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Here's the slate of games for all of you out there that are listening. Again, tomorrow it will be the 7A game at 7 o'clock, Thompson versus Phoenix City. On Thursday, it'll be the 3A, the 1A, and the 5A games in that order. Mobile Christian versus Piedmont at 11 o'clock. Mars Hill Bible versus Lynette, and that's going to be a great game. Two undefeated teams. Christian Story, the all-time touchdown leader in the state of Alabama now. He and his dad, the combination, last year Bo Nix and his dad, it's just a really good story there. And then Class 5A, Central Clay, trying to get back-to-back ones. They'll have a tough opponent in Pleasant Grove at 7 o'clock on Thursday. And on Friday, it'll be 4A, 2A, and 6A. In 4A, it'll be Jacksonville versus UMS Wright. UMS Wright undefeated, going for 4 in a row there. Unbelievable what Terry Curtis is doing in that program. Class 2A, Fife is another repeat. I left them out. How silly of me. Fife just mauls people. They shut out a Collinsville team. It was averaging about 38 points a game last week. That's just kind of what they do. They'll take on Reeltown, which will be right up the road from Jordan-Hare Stadium, as Reeltown is one of those programs that every few years they're gonna find their way back to a state championship game, and they'll be playing that Fife team at 3 o'clock. And then the nightcap on Friday, Oxford versus Spanish Fort in the 6A championship game. That's a 9-4 Spanish Fort team, but don't let the record fool you. They're probably playing as good or better than anybody in the state in any classification right now with the move of the quarterback position. And, of course, Oxford coming off that big victory over Pinson Valley, knocking them out of a chance for a three-peat there. It's going to be some good games.
Some years you point to and you go, well, that one's probably not going to be a good one. But I'm not going to say it until after it's over. I look at all of these and I go, I'm just not sure which one I look to say is going to be a blowout. Now, we were surprised with Thompson and Phoenix City last year, but there's no part of me that believes Mark Freeman's going to bring a team that's won as many football games as they have in the last 3 years and come back over here and put a performance. I can't believe that. And in Class 1A, Mars Hill Bible wins going away last year. probably one of the bigger blowouts
That
we
was
had
the
last
biggest
year.
blowout, I think.
There's no way they're going to blow Lynette out.
No.
Christian Story's going to get his 5 or 6. It's going to happen. So you're going to have a great football game there.
Right.
I think 5A is one of those games where you don't know what you're going to get. Central Clay has not had a close football game in the playoffs. Can they keep that run going? If they can, they'll be tough on Pleasant Grove. But Pleasant Grove picking up a victory over a Briarwood team that has played as well as they have the last part of the season tells me all I need to know about the athleticism there.
Pleasant Grove's got a quarterback that's about 6'3", 6'4", about 210, 215 pounds.
Great athlete.
Really good athlete. That's going to wrap it up here for the Auburn Blitz today. We'll be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. For Randy Lee, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We'll hope you have. See you tomorrow.